now speaking of names, it's a little different, but I've got a remote in, and I know I'm going to just have to like, that'll be the biggest complaint probably about this remote is the name. And it is.
What is it? Pickle Dick? What? I don't know. What's going on, dude?
It might look like that. I don't know. I mean,
they got Zidu, they got Zapiti, Zaduti.
Zamboni?
No, this is an actual remote, like, you know, trying to replace Harmony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they call it a super remote. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But the actual name of that's what's weird. I got to figure out, is this the name of the brand, which I don't think it is. But I've got one called iClick. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Right. That fits. Yeah. But the other one's called BESTJOY.
I told you it was some penis remote thing.
For sure.
BESTJOY? Like that's the best. I mean,
is that the company name or the remote?
That's definitely an American brand, right?
Yeah. So
yes, American brand from Shenzhen.
The only thing I can think of is maybe in their native language that means something that makes more sense. But in the English translation, the BESTJOY.
What is it again? BESTJOY?
BESTJOY.
I've seen that. I've heard of it.
They call it the BESTJOY super remote. And I'm like,
yeah, I think that translates to like very good remote.
I know, but BESTJOY, like in the English language, that just doesn't even
best remote, and you will have joy using it.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So.
This is it.
So I'm curious.
You guys ever go to like a Thai restaurant and like you look at the name of the restaurant for the Thai restaurant? It's just like Thai restaurant, or like, you know what I mean? It's just like very literal. Best Thai. That's what it's called. Best Thai. Yeah.
We don't know if it's clothing
original
or food.
Thai. Original Thai.
Original Thai.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual company. So this is interesting. So I guess they sent me two different remotes. I didn't even know they were the same company, but it's made by, I guess, iClick. So I've got an iClick remote that doesn't look like the BESTJOY, and then I've got the BESTJOY. So maybe I just got two different models from them.
BESTJOY is the best toy.
I'm excited for that thumbnail.
Sorry.
What's that thumbnail gonna look like, Chana?
Oh man, I don't know.
What's Michael's thumbnail gonna be? I bet it's gonna be like. Let me guess. It's gonna be like the remote. Be like the remote, like.
Here, hold on. Let's change view. Hold on. Oh, not the remote going into his mouth.
Oh yeah, BESTJOY.
Wow.
All right.
Don't put that on the internet, Mike. You're gonna get ripped up, bro.
Oh, that's wrong, man. Wrong in so many ways.
Thai restaurant down the street is called Tie Me Up. Yep. We have one here. It's called Tied Up. It's like Thai with the apostrophe D. Yeah.
There you go.
Lester D, thank you for the super chat, my man.
Thank you.
Totally appreciate it. Is this it?
Yeah.
This is the iClick.
Yeah. No, that's the SuperJoy
looking remote.
Oh, this is super remote. Okay.
Super. Yeah. See, that's what's weird. See how it says BESTJOY super remote.
That's
SR001.
Yeah. We'll replace the original remote for all your devices, changing your smart controls from now on. Ooh.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's supposed to have like Bluetooth, IR, and maybe RF, I think.
Oh, really?
So we'll see.
Oh, that's handy for like PlayStation.
Yeah.
users.
So
I'm kind of curious. Like, you guys are all about these remotes, right? And I don't find the need to really use too much more than my NVIDIA Shield remote, because it just turns on my projector, turns on my AVR, and handles the volume. And it's only when I'm switching between like different audio modes where I need to pick up the Denon or Marantz. So
yeah,
what is it that you guys need to do that you need like such an advanced remote?
So mine, it's not so much advanced, but like, say for instance, I've got three or four main ones. So I have like play PS5. So if you hit that, the only thing it doesn't do is turn on the PS5. So I manually turned that on with the remote.
Nice, because it's an RF.
Yeah. So, or actually, I think it's Bluetooth.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah. They used to have a Harmony, like kind of an adapter that you hook up, but it doesn't work with a PS5. It only works with the PS4. But basically, it'll set my input from my projector, set the input on the Marantz processor, turn on my amplifier, and then it also dims my lights. And then when I stop that activity, it does the opposite, turns everything off, and then it brings up my lights, you know. So a couple things like that, but it's mainly just to easily select the input for, because I've got one for NVIDIA Shield, one for the like my 4K player, and I've got one for playing games on the PS5. I think that's pretty much, and then I've got one for listening to music, which doesn't turn on the projector. You know, so it's things like that. So it just kind of streamlines it. So and it also makes it really easy. Like if my kids are wanting to go watch a movie, they can pick up the remote. What do they want to do?
So you guys don't use like these quick settings here on the remote, on like the basic remote?
Because again, my family would never use them. They wouldn't know. They'd pick up that and go, "What do I do?"
You know what these are. You know what these do, though, right? I find not a lot of people use them. The quick settings.
Yeah.
Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and switches the source. Changes
all kinds of different things. You can do all kinds of things with that.
Yeah. Anyway,
the problem is, like, for me, everything's in the living room, so I'm not in the living room all the time. So when it's watch TV, use Roku, use Zapedi. Those are what else? That's it. Direct TV box, Roku for the wife, and then sometimes I'm trying to get her to actually use the Zapedi because, like, okay, so over the weekend, Saturday before I go to my wedding, they started this Fast and Furious marathon. So she got through the first 2, and then it was going to go into Tokyo Drift, and she's like, oh, and it skipped it. It skipped Tokyo Drift, and it skipped the 4th one and went straight to the 5th one, right? Weird. It was on, like, I don't know, a TV channel, so there was like commercials. So I was like, we have all these on the Zapedi. And she's like, oh, really? So I'm trying to get her to use the Zapedi. But for the most part, dude, she has no idea. Like, we even made a video with Zach on Dream Media. And she's on the thumbnail. She's like, I just want it to turn on. Like, I just want to watch TV. That's it.
Yeah.
So
make it simple.
Yeah. And that's what the Harmony attempts to do with the, like, okay, you want to watch TV? The Direct TV box? Well, hit the watch TV, thing, activity, right? That's what they call it. And then when I want to watch a movie, I hit the watch a movie, which turns on the Revon 4K player. And if I want to go to Zapedi, I have to go to the custom button that says Zapedi. If I want to use the Zydu, then you have to go to the custom button that says Zydu. Here's an odd thing. The Zydu and the Zapedi have the exact same remote control code things. So when I turn on one, turns on the other. When I turn it off, like, I was trying to go back and forth because I was like checking like some black levels out on both machines. I was like, oh gosh, I have to do it all up front, or like kind of conceal the remote.
Isn't that what HDMI ARC is supposed to do, or CEC? Isn't it supposed to, like, okay, change the input and like do all that stuff?
Yeah, that's only with the one port, though. That's only with the one port. So I don't have everything connected to the TV. It's all going through the Marantz, right?
Oh, I see. So that only works, I guess, if you're using your TV as the, like, source switcher.
So in the remote, man.
In the master bedroom at work, that works perfectly. If I just pick up the if it's on the Apple TV and I pick up the Direct TV box and just hit a button on the Direct TV box, it'll switch to the Direct TV input. And vice versa, if she's watching something on Direct TV and we want to go to the Apple TV, I'll hit menu on the Apple TV remote and it'll just switch. So that's awesome, right? But
I'm wondering how many people actually have a great experience with CEC. I think maybe people who just use a soundbar, because it just turns that on, like,
controls volume.
So like simple setups. I mean, even with my bedroom setup, I have a soundbar up there. I know. I have a soundbar and Apple TV, and I told you guys, like, you can put on what's it called, the Apple AirPods Pro, and it connects, it detects it, and then it switches to the AirPods. It's kind of cool. But what ends up happening is, because it's HDMI ARC and CEC, it doesn't detect that there's audio going to the soundbar, so the soundbar turns off, and then the TV turns off, and then like everything turns off.
It definitely can be a nightmare, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, just wondering
for sure. Boxcar P says, my wife saw that video and was so on her side, she started yelling at me. I told you, and that's what all the comments were. Like, any like AV enthusiasts house, like, there's always like the spouse just can't turn on the TV just to watch TV. Perfect example was that soundbar from, who's it, Blue Sound? Some like $1,000 soundbar they sent me to. So I was just like, oh, let me set it up in the bedroom. No remote control, app-based, no volume control. The CEC wasn't working. I set it all up. I get a call at like 11:45 while I'm at work. 11:45 p.m. I'm at my graveyard shift, and she's like, "I can't change the volume." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I'm like, I forgot to download the app on her phone. I'm like, "Okay, download." I said, give her instructions. She's like, "I'm not doing that."
Yeah, for
in
real.
all caps. I'm like, "Fuck!" So I lock up the hotel. I run home. Unplug everything. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Run back to work. I'm like, "Okay, there you go." She's like, "Thanks." that was she was calling tech support.
You just ran in, turn it up to the volume, and then left, right?
Dude, I disconnected that entire junk soundbar. I mean, it sounds great, but like you need I don't care what you say. You need a remote control with a freaking volume button, and you need a volume button on the unit.
100%.
On you, like there's this. It's 2022. 100%. Like get out of here. $1,000. I mean, it sounded great.
Well, give me app control. That's cool, but don't take away the remote and the volume knob.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do an either or. Give me an and.
Yes, yeah, and if it is something for a TV, that TV's remote volume up and down should control the thing. Like that's that should be that CEC should work like properly. But it's definitely frustrating for her. Now, if you can't catch the show, we do have an audio version at anchor.fm/daily HiFi. So make sure to go on over there if you like to listen to the show.